I brought water just in case we got thirsty. Woke up with a scratchy tooth this morning. Morning, Chelsea.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, so good to have you back, partner.
So glad to be back.
How was your Christmas?
It was really good, thanks.
Yeah.
How was yours, Sandy?
It was. Boy, it's busy though, right? All the people we have to
yeah.
see and things we have to do. It was fabulous. And then I have a scratchy throat because on New Year's Eve, I was cheering the Flames on so hard. I think all my cheering, they won.
Oh, I think you're right.
Anyways, yeah, so that was good. Did you have New Year's Eve plans?
I had a little dinner inside with
nice.
my boyfriend and his brother and his girlfriend.
Oh,
And then we had a hot tub party. We just hung out.
Ooh, that
Nice.
sounds marvelous. Great way to ring in the new year, right?
was great.
Yep. So everybody, welcome to our first show of 2025. We're very excited. I see Ruth is online. Good morning. Yes, this is our first one for this year. We hope to have a wonderful year on our shows all this year. I have some special shout outs.
Okay.
Okay, so shouting out and a nice hello and Happy New Year to Nancy C., our Ruth C., who's on already, Glenda I., Karen K., Chris L., Tina B., Lana T., Sandy A., Maria P. Oh, there's our Glenda I on. Good morning. Loanne F., J.C., Janet H., Chelsea H.
that was
me. Maureen C.
I couldn't stay away.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Also shouting out to Helen O., Carol D., Annette W., Ann L., Teresa W., and right after my show on a Tuesday before we shut down, Wendy Watson called. Wendy W. Sorry, Wendy. Wendy called because she said, oh, I saw your show and I forgot I had to sign up for the mystery quilt. Ooh, so the mystery quilt is underway. It is the 2025 Kimberbell mystery quilt. There are 12 designs and one free, which we showed you the cute little, little ladybug. Anyways,
is so fun.
it's not too late to sign up.
It's certainly not.
It isn't. You can sign up anytime and we'll get you the designs. It's $150 plus tax now. And we do have a Kimberbell embellishment kit that goes with that mystery quilt. That has come in. It's $55 plus tax.
Oh, it came in? Is
it came in. It's really cute. Some people have already come pick up, like Michelle, G came and picked hers up. And also we are waiting for the fabric to come in for the Kimberbell fabric kit. So if you really want the fabric kit, let us know. We're putting names on a list, and as soon as they're made, we'll give you the thumbs up to come in and get them. I think Dawn said they were in the 170 to 180 mark because it includes everything for all the blocks, backing, binding, everything. So when you're
just
done,
not your batting.
just not your batting. So
Okay,
when
that's
you
pretty
are
good.
done, you will have a full quilt at the
Holy
end of the year.
guacamole.
So, yeah, holy guacamole is right. I like that, holy guacamoles. All right, my dear. We're going to introduce a new little character today.
Are we?
Yeah, so let's do a quick close-up on what we're doing today. It's called Who You Callin' a Fat Quarter. And so we're introducing a new lady. So let's welcome Sandy, who is Miss Pincushion today. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Miss Pincushion.
Hi, Chelsea. So good to see you. Absolutely wonderful to be here. All right. So, sometimes I do get called a fat quarter.
That's not nice.
Yeah, but that's okay. I like fat quarters.
Fat quarters are nice,
Oh,
though.
they're lovely. So people often ask me, well, Miss Pincushion, and I say, yes. And they say, what's a fat quarter? So Chelsea and I are going to tell you what a fat quarter is today, what a regular quarter is, and we're going to do it right in front of you so you can see the magic happen. Okay?
That sounds good.
All
to me,
right.
Sandy.
So let's get started. I think we I was going to make a bad pun about fabric, but it just felt wrong.
I missed your joke so much.
I'm glad to have you back. All right, so let's take a look at a piece of fabric. What we've cut is a meter of fabric. So this is a meter, and it's approximately 39.6 or 40 inches. So when we talk Canadians about fat quarters, we're talking about 20 inches by half of the width of fabric, which is usually about 21 inches. So everybody goes, what's a WOF? And it is width of fabric. So when you get it off the bolt, it's from one selvage all the way around to the other selvage. So that's width of fabric. So we have a meter of fabric, width of fabric included. Woo-hoo. So when we cut fat quarters, we cut them at 20 inches. The United States, they work on that nice yard. So if you're talking United States fat quarters, they're about 18 by 20 inches or 21 inches, depending on the width of the fabric.
I like our fat quarter size better.
I do too, because it truly is fat. All right, Chelsea, let's get started.
Okay.
Let's try and cut a fat quarter for everybody to see
Right.
how we do it here at the store. Oh, and I see that Helen has joined us, and Carol Ann is online as well.
All our friends are joining.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, so fat quarter, Chelsea.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And you got to bear with us because we're not cutting at the big tables out front, which is really easy to cut on. But here's our ruler. Oh, let's do measure first.
Let's measure.
Measure first.
Cut twice.
Yeah, that's it. Is it, Chelsea? I think it's more like, okay, we're going to measure twice and cut once.
Yes, I think that's the more accurate way to do it. Okay.
Okay,
So there's our 20
okay.
lined up. So
Right
I'm
on
going to
the
line
edge.
up our ruler with the one.
All right. Oh, and I brought you this, which is not lefty-handed.
I can make it work. Sam.
Okay, she's going to make it work because she's adorable.
You're
Okay.
adorable.
Okay.
All right. So I just lined up my ruler.
Oh. There we go. So we have essentially cut our 1 meter of fabric in half.
Sandy, you might have a nick in your blade.
Oh, that could be Chelsea's. Oh, might have to get a new blade. Blades do not last forever. And
They
when
certainly don't.
when you're cutting at the store, they don't last forever.
You know what? A dull blade means we just had lots of customers getting fabric.
Exactly. I got to tell you, Chelsea, while you're away, a lot of people came in to get fabric for their quilts or finished Christmas stuff. So now there's quilting
Oh,
again.
awesome.
All
Me
right,
too.
so-
I started a new project also.
Did you? Sweet. Okay, so if you look at it, we now have width of fabric 20 inches. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to trim off just a little bit along the very top, right on the fold, and that will cut our fabric, our 0.5, sorry, into 2 pieces, which are quarters. So this is what we call a fat quarter.
I'm enjoying
She's
just throwing the
throwing,
fabric.
just throw it, my darling. There it
there's our
is. There's our fat quarter. The reason we would use fat quarters rather than the long, narrow quarter is because sometimes you need to have pieces that are wider than a regular quarter meter.
It's true.
Yeah. So that's what a fat quarter looks like. So Chelsea, let's cut them regular quarter.
Okay.
So they can see what a regular quarter would be.
I'm
And then we
enjoying
can-
folding your fabric.
Okay, she's a good folder. Well, while she's folding, I'm going to tell you that I had a friend who was a textile seller. What do you think he named his 2 daughters?
I don't know, Sandy.
Polly and Esther.
That's
Anyways,
cute.
Okay. So a regular quarter is a point. What am I thinking?
About 10 inches.
0.25, right? So 10 inches. So we're going to measure 10 inches. There we go. And Chelsea's going to make another cut and show us a regular 0.25, a regular long width of fabric quarter. Oh, stretch and grow. Look at you. Beautiful. You did it. She put an extra little pressure. Okay, so if you look at what the quarter looks like, I'm going to unfold your
Yeah,
little
that's okay.
fat quarter.
It didn't take me long to fold it, Sandy.
No, that's good. Okay, so you can see the difference between what a quarter is and what a fat quarter is. So they are both a quarter of a meter, but one is a large swatch. The other is a width of fabric. So those are our two. Ooh, I like that wave. We got a wave going on. Woo! Practice the wave. We got a game tonight, so we got to practice the wave. We could be winning again.
So this is what you can make continuous bias binding out of.
Yes, and we
it would
did
look
that.
so great with these stripes.
Oh, wouldn't it look cool?
They'd be sitting on a 45.
I think that's marvelous.
And
So
you could make regular binding with this.
I think that's marvelous. So we're going to talk about binding in just a second
are
or
we?
two. Yeah, but I want to show you what other cuts come besides fat quarters and regular quarters.
Oh, what other cuts?
So I want to show you some of the goodies over here. So you can, and I like this sign, it says who you call in a fat quarter.
Who you
On
go?
a fat quarter. So we also can get pieces of fabric that are pre-cut. We call them pre-cuts, and they're different sizes. Like this is a 2.5-inch square. It's a Moda, so they call it a mini charm pack, but they're 2.5 inches. They also have charm packs, which are 5 inches square. This is another type of pre-cut. Or they pre-cut them for what they call a layer cake, but it's a 10-inch square. So these
Cool.
are really cool. And you could cut your own just because you know what the measurements are, 2.5, 5, and 10. You can cut your own out of your own fabric. The other thing, and I'm going to just pull this out from behind, is a 2.5-inch roll, which is a jelly roll in Moda language, but that's a 2.5-inch roll of fabric. And these are really fun to do, you know, jelly roll races, rugs. Ooh, they're so much fun. And I have coming up later on a pattern to use a 2.5-inch
Oh.
to make an apron. So
Cool.
you're going to have to stay tuned for that one. That's coming up in a bit. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know about other types of cuts that we have at the store. And let's go back to us, Chelsea, and let's just talk about a few things. We've talked borders before. And we've shown you how to measure your distances so you know how long those borders need to be. So borders, of course, can be any width.
Yes.
They can range from, it has to be a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch because by the time we finish sewing your 1/4 inch seam, which we use in quilting, you won't have a border.
So you could do 3/4 inches.
3/4 inches, because then you get a little tiny 1/4 inch,
A 1 inch.
1 inch, 1.5. I
And so
wonder,
forth.
do you think, I've never tried it, but do you think 2.5-inch strips would make okay borders?
Yeah, they could.
I
for
think
sure.
they could. That would be kind of fun.
And they're pre-cut, so
And they're pre-cut.
you don't have to do it.
And they're probably straighter than what I would normally cut. All right, so that's how we've talked about borders before. Now, let's pretend we have a quilt. Oh,
Okay.
look, here he is. Isn't he beautiful? Let's measure how big our little quilt is here. We're just faking it, everybody. So this is our finished quilt top. And let's just pretend we did put those lovely borders on. Now to figure out how much we need for backing, we do a little measuring. Now, sometimes we measure metric like we do for meters, but most of the time we actually still use that imperial system. And this is 20 inches. Oh my gosh, it's 20 inches. How do you do
Technically 20 and an eighth.
20 and an 8. Okay, so it's pretty close. And then by this one, it is
21 and a half.
21 and a half. So we need a backing that is bigger than 20 and an eighth by 21 and a half. So, and if you are taking it to the long armor would insist on having extra on all sides. So like 6 inches, so 12 altogether, 6 inches top and bottom. So we would be looking at least a 32 inch by, my math is going really well, by about 36. Let's round it up
I like
a
that
little.
number.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good one.
So that's how we figure it out, is it has to be bigger than the actual quilt top. Now, if perhaps this was, say, 50 by 60 or 70, we'd have to adjust it because you can't get fabric wide enough to do it in one piece unless you do a big, wide backing. But you would piece it. So in order to get the 50 inches, because we don't have enough on one cut of a regular bolt, we would put 2 pieces together.
We sure would.
Yeah, and then that would get you enough of your backing to do it. Okay, one other measurement that we do in quilting is binding. How would we figure out how much binding we need?
Well,
Oh, here we go.
I would first grab a pen and a piece of paper.
Pen and a piece of paper.
I have a pen.
Okay, I got a piece of paper. Okay, pen,
Okay.
piece of paper.
I do that because otherwise I sit here measuring for ever.
Yeah, and we forget how much we can measure. That's right. And we're going
So-
to have to do our math in our head today.
We're gonna 20 and 1/8. We'll call it 20.
Okay, 20,
And 21 and a half.
21 and a half.
And this is a very straight cut I did, Sandy.
You did? Wonderful.
20 and 3/8. No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what is 3?
And
we did
20 and 5/8.
20 and 5/8.
Or 21 and 5/8, sorry.
Sorry, 21.
Really bad measuring there.
Okay, so what I would do is because these are kind of weird numbers to work with, I would make it 20, 22, 21, and 22.
That's a good call because otherwise it's going to be so messy.
It will be very messy. And then what we do to find that is to add it up, which is perimeter.
160.
Basic math, right?
165.
165. So that's in inches. Now, if you think about strips, they're usually width of fabric, but we have to trim off selvages and then you've got to put them together. So we would be thinking about,
I usually call this 40 inches.
yeah, 40 sounds like a really good thing. So
Because
what
then
we,
it has room for accidents for me.
that's right. So we would think about this. We would divide 40 into the 165. So we would have
Four and a bit.
4 and a bit. So 4 to 5 strips. And now this is where the difference comes in. I bind with 2.5 inches. What do you bind with?
2.5.
2.5. But I have seen people do it as low as 2 and as big as 3. So you have to decide at that point how wide you want your binding. So if it is 5 strips of 2.5, because that's what we normally have, that's 25
12.5?
to, she's so fast, 12.5 inches.
I was doing math while you were chatting in my head. It took me a
She's
lot
got
longer.
it. So each strip is 2.5. We need 5 of them. So we need 12.5 inches of binding. So we would go ahead and cut 2.5-inch strips, and that's not quite enough for our
I made a
project.
fat quarter.
Okay, that's right.
Or I made a quarter.
Made a quarter.
It's
So
too small.
you would
need
get
more than a quarter.
Yeah, you'd have to get a little bit more
If
than a
you
quarter.
needed, let's say, 12.5 inches,
Yeah.
I would go here on my measuring tape
Mm-hmm.
and flip it over. I need, it says 32 centimeters. If
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a cut here, we cut in 0.05 increments after 0.1. So you'd need a 0.35 meter of fabric to go around.
Perfect. And then you would you'd cut those into long strips and sew them on the 45. And then we've done binding before. We've done
many bindings.
bindings. We are good at binding. Then you would proceed to bind your quilt. So some of the measurements that we do in quilting, I like it.
Me
Are you ready for a joke or two?
100%,
Okay,
Sandy.
go.
I missed your jokes so
Aw,
much.
she's such a good girl. I like her.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So, how can you tell if a sewing machine is trustworthy?
I don't know, Sandy.
When it seems honest.
Gosh. That's good.
And we really do need to have honest seams when we're quilting because we need that 1/4 inch. And so you need to just be making sure that you're sewing it correctly.
Yep.
All right, I got one more joke for you
Okay.
before we do our announcements. What's the opposite of irony?
I don't know.
Wrinkly.
Oh, gosh.
That's a definite quilting joke, right?
That was good.
All right. All right. So I was talking to Anne this morning, and she may not be available for Facebook tomorrow. So I just want to put that out there that there probably won't be a Facebook tomorrow. Chelsea, or I will be back on Monday for Monday Minute, and then Chelsea and I will be back for Tuesday when we do this.
Oh, I can't wait. Do you want a close up?
Yeah, I think so. We need a close-up. We're going to do this. Foundation Paper Piecing number 101 by Elaine Sullivan. And there are 6 easy little blocks in here. And these are, we're going to demo how to do foundation paper piecing. We're going to start on Tuesday and go Wednesday as well. We're going to talk about what you need to do with foundation paper piecing, and we're going to actually sew a block so you can see all the things that I do wrong. Anyway, so that is going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I just wanted to show that so that
Perfect.
everybody could be prepared, because we really do have that pattern in store. There's quite a
do.
few. So if you're interested in learning how to do fun foundation piecing projects,
I love foundation piecing.
it is so accurate. You cannot believe how beautiful your seams are.
I should bring in a couple pieces of the one I'm working on
I
next
think that
week.
would be really sweet. I think that'd be great.
It's going to be an elephant.
Ooh, I can't wait. That
We'll
would
see.
be really cool.
Been waiting to make it since May.
Then we can definitely talk about the elephant in the room, right?
Oh, yes, we
Yeah.
could.
Okay. All right. So we mentioned earlier that we have the Digital Dealers Mystery Quilt going on. But this month also, we revved up all of our classes.
We sure did.
So if you bought a sewing machine, a serger, an embroidery machine, we have your new owners classes available this month. There's a series of them. Sergers for Brother Burnett and Bernina goes Thursday, Friday, January 16th and 17th. It starts at 10:30, goes to 4:30.
I love new owners.
I think that's so much fun because they come with such enthusiasm. They're so innocent, and then we pump their heads full of goodness. I love it. All right. The next thing is that there is a Bernina Burnett sewing class that goes Tuesday, Wednesday, January 21st and 22nd, 10:30 to 4:30. And then for those people who did not only sewing but have embroidery with their Bernina and Burnett's, that Thursday the 23rd from 10:30 to 4:30 is the embroidery class. Now, brother people, don't think we've forgotten you. But your sewing class is on Wednesday and Thursday, January 29th and 30th, from 10:30 to 4:30. Followed by the Brother Embroidery class on Friday, January 31st. Now, those classes are free of charge to anyone who's purchased a machine with us, and it doesn't have to be recently. You could have purchased it before,
Yes.
right?
You can always retake the class. So say you haven't been sewing lately and you forgot how to use your machine, because that happens.
That happens. And you
Sometimes
think-
life gets in the way, and
know.
then you haven't played with your machine in over a year, and you go,
and you go, I got this
What
brand
do I
new
do?
embroidery thing and I can't remember what to do. So
You can come back.
yeah, come back and do it again. The class is free of charge. However, there is a kit fee for each of the classes, and that's due on the day that you come. And give us a call at the store to do your enrolling, or come and visit us. Of course, it's 403-252-3711.
Yep.
Or just come on in and visit. I love it. All right, so that takes care of our new owners. What about all those other people who want to be instructed and learn something new?
Oh,
I have
have
one
things
for
for
you.
them.
We do indeed. I think we have a Wonderful class.
we sure do, and it is so wonderful.
Isn't it wonderful? Dear Bernadette will be Bernadette.
You were so
I
close.
was so close. I'm going with the sewing machine.
She's
instead of
definitely not a Burnett.
No, she isn't a Bernadette.
She's a Bernadette.
She's a Bernadette. She will be here on Friday, January 10th to do Mastering Metallic Thread.
I can't wait to learn more.
You've been having a lot of fun with those classes, haven't you?
I sure have.
Yeah.
You know the best part about being the education manager? I get to go to all the classes. and I get to learn everything.
Isn't that cool? And then, of course, she brings wisdom to our shows when we do Facebook
Yes.
and keeps us out of trouble.
Well,
Yeah.
I attended her Lightweight Legends lecture, and I'm going to bring some of that for next week.
I think that would be really cool. I can't wait to do this one. That'll be fun. All right. Now, if you also want to think about learning how to quilt, not just watch us do demo stuff, we have a Quilting First class.
Sure do.
It starts February 4th. It runs for 4 Tuesdays, 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, from 10:30 in the morning to 1:30. And to get registered and get started, just phone us or drop in. We like you to drop in because then we can give you your supply list and you can figure out all the things you need and help you with your fabric choices. Because there are a few rules.
Arthur.
Yeah. like no stripes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
as
we
much
don't
as-
love stripes.
Much as we like stripes, we don't use it in our Quilting First class because of the pattern we use, which is an Irish chain. So it's really hard to keep those things straight when you're doing little blocks. Yeah. So, all right. So that's for the newcomers. And then, I've been thinking about this one. I even Googled the 80s for hairstyles, clothes, hats, trying to get ready for the
Stitch and rewind.
Stitch and Rewind, yes. And I'm just thinking back to what my hair looked like in the 80s. And I thought, because I had a perm and it was all...
I don't think I had any.
You didn't have any?
I was a baby.
She was a baby. Only some of us have lived through the 80s. But we're going to rewind the 80s. We have a Kimberbell event on Friday, February 21st. It goes from 9:30 to 4. It's only $149 plus tax. And you make some of the coolest projects. And you get to... I can't wait because, their eyeshadow and eye makeup were like wild.
Yep.
So I'm already on the hunt for an outfit. So I'm very excited. So if anybody wants to join us for that, that would be awesome. Now, only 2 more things I want to mention, and they, of course, are our volunteer groups that come here. The first one is another Giving Tuesday. I like
Yes.
Giving Tuesday.
So this one will be more self-guided.
Okay.
It's free to come.
Okay.
You just come and show up.
Yeah.
We have upholstery fabric.
Yes.
And you can come and use our classroom and hang out
Yeah.
and make up some purses.
And make purses. And all you got to do is actually call us to reserve a spot because we only have a certain number of spots.
Yep.
But other than that, that's it. There's no cost. And it's called Giving Tuesday.
It's a great.
I was amazed at some of the purses the people made. They were beautiful.
I think we're at 77 purses.
Wow. Do you think we could push it over 100, you guys? Okay,
That would be lovely.
That would be great. So Giving Tuesday, January 14th, let's make 100. Okay?
Let's do it.
Let's do
We
it.
only need 27 more to make 100.
That's not much.
Or if we go 28, we get 101.
101, like the 101 Dalmatians, but we have 101 purses. I love it. All right, the last thing I want to mention is our charity that works out of here called Quilts from the Heart, and they are very dear to our hearts. And they are a wonderful group of people that quilt and donate to the Luna Project, isn't it? Yeah. And I tell you that sometimes we need those. Just thinking about what happened here recently in Calgary with the loss of a mom and a dad and a father. There's 3 children who hopefully got one of our quilts.
Hopefully.
I hope so. Anyways, so that is on Wednesday, January 15th at 10:30. So drop on by, meet up with the ladies, find out what they do, and become part of that wonderful quilt group called Quilts from the Heart. Well, Chelsea, it's been a slice.
It always is with you, Sandy.
And I tell you, Chelsea, I'm so excited. I'm coming back next Thursday for more tricks and tips. How's that?
Are we going to do like Tip Thursday now?
I think so. I think
Ooh, I'm down.
Thursday tricks and tips. What do you think, people?
Tricks and
Or
tips.
tips and tricks. Ooh, tips and tricks. Anyways, I thought Miss Pincushion would love to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
She can come back.
All right, sounds marvelous. Sounds marvelous, and I hope everybody else comes back too. Oh, I see that Sandy E's on there. Nancy C. Very nice of you to join. It's great to have you guys back after the new year, and we look forward to more fun Facebook things. So next Monday, join us for Monday Minute at 10:30, and have a wonderful weekend.
And
Can't
a
say
great
it's
start to
weekend
the year.
already.
It's almost the weekend,
Oh,
Sandy.
it's so
It's
exciting.
messing me up so much that today is Thursday.
I really had to stop and think about it. Today was Thursday.
I was making my
Oh.
lunch and I was like, it's Monday, it's Monday, it's Monday. And then I was leaving and I was like, why is my garbage bin out? It's
Oh,
Thursday.
Fabulous. I love it, girl. I'm so glad to have you back. I
I'm glad
missed
to
you.
be back,
But
Sandy.
I'm
I
glad
missed
you're
you
here.
too.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. So don't miss us next week. Join us for Facebook.